Hello and welcome to Nerd Out with Mike. This is our second episode, and today I'll be nerding out with. This is our second episode, and thank you for joining me today.
Hello.
Thank you for joining me today.
Yep. Hello. Thank you for having me.
No problem. Thank you for doing this on short notice. Today's episode is pre-recorded, so unfortunately there will be no chat interaction. This weekend is Mother's Day, so no chat interaction. Happy Mother's Day to all those mothers out there. So chat interaction. Happy Mother's Day to all those mothers out there.
Yep. Yep. Happy Mother's Day.
All right. First, we're gonna bring out a new segment. It's called "What's in the Glass." So, Erika, what's in the glass?
I have the, half a liter water jug right now I'm rocking. And then I'm staring at a vodka soda white peach rosé on the side, deciding whether I'm going to drink it or not. Probably not, but it's there, hanging out.
Always good to have options and stay hydrated. If you haven't had a glass of water today, I suggest you do that.
Yeah. What are you drinking, Mike?
Today, in Mike's glass, is Kraken and Coke.
Oh, good combo, yeah. Yeah.
One of my go-tos. And what is the go-to for Erika?
White Claw is the best answer because you can drink like 6 of them and be more or less okay. I like myself a glass of wine though. Rum and Coke also great. Like I have a very bad like alcohol palate where I'll drink basically anything that's like a trash can. So the go-to is basically what's on the bar right now and how much effort do I have to put in to make it.
I hear you. I have a fair amount options at the bar, but it still goes to normally a 2-ingredient drink is normally the best drink.
Yeah, or like crack open a can and be done with it.
Exactly. Well, let's just slide into that first topic. Or shall I say, roll in, as we're going to talk about tabletop role-playing games, specifically the Dungeons & Dragons.
The Dungeons & Dragons. Yeah. I like D&D. It's great.
How long have you been playing, quote, the Dungeons & Dragons?
I did my first game in university, I think like my second year. A friend of mine kind of introduced, had a couple of us and was like, hey, I like D&D, do you guys want to try it? And another friend plays it too, my other friend and I hadn't. We played 3.5, I played a druid, and we did like the classic party bit where like we got to a dead end on a wall and we were like, I don't know what's happening here, and I think we rolled low on checks, so we left the dungeon, and then my friends burned down a tavern. And afterwards the DM was like, yeah, so I had a whole like thing planned. You guys kind of just like looked at it and then walked away immediately. So suffice to say, I had the pinnacle D&D experience and it was great. And then I think I started running a game for my friends, having never run a game before for 5e.
Interesting.
It was it was a lot of a train wreck. I had too many players, but I had friends who wanted to play, so you just do it.
Yep.
And then, yeah, it just became too hard to get, again, that many people together in person because we were all playing in person. And then I think it was Misfit Rolls was my next big thing where I just played as a player there. And now I also have a Saturday game that I play with my friends. We play online, but we play locally when we can. So I think I am like the luckiest D&D player in the world who has like 2 consistent games that I play.
That is the unicorn.
Yeah, right? Like, it's great. I play Tuesdays and I play Saturdays every single week almost.
Yeah, the real big bad of Dungeons & Dragons is real life.
Oh yeah, it's scheduling. It's awful.
Yeah.
But like with bigger parties, the nice thing is that like we can sit and still play a game if someone's out.
Mm-hmm.
So as long as we're not in the like, if we're doing like a player's like plot stuff and they have to go out, then we won't play. But it's super easy to like, if someone's not there, to just kind of like save their characters around and then keep playing.
Okay.
And we're such a roleplay heavy group in my Saturday game anyway that like we don't have combat issues with that. So super nice.
You mentioned this thing called, what was it, Misfit Rolls? What's that about?
Oh, Misfit Rolls is a D&D 5K actual podcast that you and I play together with a bunch of other folk. We played with Adam, who was here last week. I heard all of your roasts, by the way, Adam. How dare you? Yeah.
Good thing we did those clip checks before we started. I forgot that you like to eat the microphone.
Every now and then. For the bit. I only eat the microphone for the bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we play every Tuesday live on Twitch, twitch.tv/Misfit Rolls. We finally hit affiliate, so yay, you can like subs and we'll have channel point goals and stuff. Channel point redemptions and things coming up, which will be fun.
That's awesome. Yeah, yeah. I've recently hit the affiliate. I know I'm subbed. So hopefully some of our listeners, chances are you already know about that because this is where you would find this particular stream as well.
Yeah, and if you're watching Nerd Out right now, actually, you're currently accumulating channel points. And if you come in on Tuesday, you save enough points up, you can actually spend them to like do stuff in the game. We're setting them up to be like that. We haven't ironed out exactly what it's going to be yet, but you know, the more points you have, the more stuff you can do. So
Exactly. The players like to make the DM's life miserable, so why not the audience as well?
exactly, and to be look, how much they can do will be up to you at the end of the day. But like, we're gonna have some fun stuff, I think.
It's always the rule of cool, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Now, when a random person on the internet messaged you and said, "Hey, do you want to roll virtual dice with me and go on a fantastical adventure?" What in your mind thought, you know what? That's a good idea.
I wanted to play D&D and I hadn't played in a while. That was mostly what it was, where I was super interested in it. I've been watching, I think I was in the middle of watching Rick Roll back like when they were doing campaign 1 and stuff like that, and I was like, I want to play again. And then yeah, I think we did the kind of funny D&D Facebook group together
Mm-hmm.
because we were just chatting about just stuff in general in the regular chat, and then you're like, hey, do you want to like have a side Facebook group? And I was like, I can make a page, I know how Facebook works, sure. And then I made you an admin, and I don't know, I don't think it's super active, but it's there.
You get the odd
uh
question every once in a while.
yeah, I mean, again, I don't use socials anymore. I should really like hand off that page officially entirely to you to mod and admin, because I haven't been on Facebook in years. uh
It's probably for the
yeah.
better. It's not a
Yeah, I
great
know.
place.
No, I hard pass. Look, man, I got rid of all of my social media apps, and I am way better off for it.
Hmm.
Got
I
rid of
understand.
TikTok recently. I no longer lose hours of my life just like on in a scroll.
Where are you going to pick up the newest and hottest dance moves now?
I don't dance, so I nope, no
You
thanks.
don't dance? Not even like when people aren't
Oh.
watching?
Well, I mean, yeah, but like I'm not sitting there doing like like I can't even name a TikTok dance all of a sudden. I'm not doing TikTok dances. I'm vibing,
Well,
you
there
know.
goes our next topic. Erica does
Shit. Okay.
TikTok dances for 45 minutes. Now, what kind of show are we going to
Oh,
do?
I don't know, man. Thanks for coming out. I think we'll see you guys on Tuesday for the next Misfit Rolls.
The next question will be you play a human blood hunter Aviana.
I do.
Why a human?
Uh, because I think I'm like one of the only people who really like I have to work to get myself to not just play a human. Because I think they're so like I don't want to say they're bland, but like there's such a baseline like there's no like baggage, there's no like con like fantasy like fantasy baggage, I guess is what it is. Where like, oh, like dwarves have this way about them, elves have this way about them, all that kind of stuff. When you're playing a human, you're literally just a guy, and then you can kind of do whatever you want with the backstory on top of that. For this campaign, I'm playing a human because the rest of the party were playing monster races, and I was gonna. It's all part of like again part of the bit of who Aviana is, was to be like a kind of a sort of
Mm-hmm.
normal person ish. So yeah, she's literally meant to be like a human element, and watching to see how that's gonna grow and change as the story goes on.
Mm.
But yeah, I just like humans. They're just I also like the getting yourself a feat early on, because it helps me focus in on like a character type I want to do.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, humans are great. I have to literally again I have to force myself to play other races, and then I get made fun of, and I go, okay, well I'm gonna play something buck wild, and I go, it was fine.
Okay. Do you have a
Yeah.
backup character that you'd be willing to share? Or sorry, not one that you actually would plan to use, but one that you had thought of and then now has been pushed to the side.
For misfit roles,
Yeah,
let me
a
see. I mean,
discarded background.
I have a ton of options, to be perfectly honest.
Mm-hmm.
We did a one shot. I think it was just to get you back into DMing back in like January.
Yeah.
I played that Asimar War Cleric
Mm-hmm.
with the Rose Mace. I'd bring her back in a heartbeat. She was a ton of fun.
Yeah.
Um, but I also, when I was initially planning, talking to you about characters and trying to figure out what to play, I had a vague idea to play Yuan Ti that was masking as a human.
Mm-hmm.
and then having all that stuff kind of play into it, but that didn't really get far off of like the aha, a UNT. That's all I had.
I'm sure we could have evolved that character into something pretty amazing.
Yeah. She could have been a ton of stuff. I also had as a backup, I had a Dragonborn bard who was
Okay.
actually a dragon that was stuck in a Dragonborn form and just wanted to be a dragon again, and that was
Okay.
her whole shtick. Uh, so yeah, like for like the actual like monstrous quote unquote type characters, like
Yeah.
those were the two I was kind of thinking of a little more.
Yeah. Well, you ended up going with the biggest monster of them all, a human.
Yeah, right.
Which
A
is a
human,
bit of a
which
running theme with this campaign.
well, yeah, I think that's part of like the fun of it though, is that like is people are shitty. It doesn't like it's just people in general are shitty, and what you look like has no play into how shitty you are.
Yeah.
You just are. Sindrak.
Leave him
I hate
alone.
him.
Everyone hates him so much. He's my
I hate him
hero.
so much. I hate him. He's the worst. I awful. 0 out of 10.
I have a cool
I wish
poster of
he'd
him by
die.
my bed. I just kind of.
Gross.
Now, minor spoiler, or fairly large spoiler for season one. So if you haven't listened to season one, you might just want to mute for just a little bit. I'll
There's
give
a
a little.
lovely recap
I'll
of
give a
the
little.
first season.
Yes. When your DM approached you about playing a handler role for your group,
Mm-hmm.
how did that go over?
It went over more or less fine. It was just hard to find that weird sweet spot of playing somebody who wasn't like with the like wasn't had I guess the same goals as the party, but was like had extra information and had a whole bunch of stuff like in the background that they didn't know about.
Mm-hmm.
While also playing a character that didn't try to to outwardly stop them from doing all of the things you want to do as an evil character.
Yeah.
So it was finding that weird balance
Mm-hmm.
of like, oh yeah, go ahead. I'm not going to stop you from doing that shitty like thing. I will like, I will frown in your direction, but I'm not going to be holier than thou and be like, I'm going to physically get in the way
Yeah.
and make you not do this thing. Because that's not fun and also how you die.
Yes. Well, I think you handled
So
it quite well.
I think I did. I think there was very much that touted line of like, I don't like what you're doing, but I'm also trying to not get myself squashed because I am a tiny. I'm a human. I am. You
Not
can't catch
a
me, but like, man, you hit me, I go down.
6'5"
Theoretically.
red hobgoblin bringing big dad energy.
Yep, and or like an alien man or a giant like lizard man that I've helped feed another man to. Like I just like like there's some things like on the one hand I don't like like I don't you don't fuck with the druid man. Okay, that's real scary.
I know. Oh, I know.
Yeah,
Give
so
the like most veteran player a druid, and it equals bad times for a DM.
wow, there's way too much just like shenanigans that you can do with the spells and everything like that.
Yeah.
So funny though, so good. Yeah, so I was fine with it. Because I think you had offered it up to me and I was like, I'll think about it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I realized that oh, Blood Hunter as a class already kind of straddles that like weird line
Mm-hmm.
anyway. So I was like, oh, I'll just do Blood Hunter and then here have a bunch of backstory stuff.
Yeah, and I may have dipped my toe in a little bit in your backstory, but I don't think I touched it that much.
No, absolutely not. No, my backstory is like pristine and clean and has never come up ever again.
We'll end topic one with two quick questions, or maybe not so quick. What's your favorite stat in D&D?
My favorite stat in general?
Yeah.
Intelligence.
Okay. Ooh, that's the go-to dump stat for most people.
It is, and I hate that it's a dump stat. That's part of the reason. Like intelligence, I thinks, I like. I'm working on like figuring out the stuff that I like in D&D and stuff that I don't like in D&D, and I like making skill checks. And intelligence is one of those skill checks that lets me like obtain a bunch of like story information that I can then use to role play with, and I
Okay.
can do things with. Combat stats aren't really like really my thing because I don't do well in combat. I don't roll. Again, I rolled on a d6 like 5 times last session, and 4 of them were ones, which is weird. I normally roll well on the d6s, but like I don't roll well.
You normally roll a D12, a D20 like you roll a D6.
Yeah, exactly. The amount of times is probably like, oh, what are you rolling a d12? No, that was a 20. Yeah, so like I think intelligence, because you use it, it's arcana checks, it's history checks. For Aviana, I use my intelligence for medicine because she's an academic, and I asked you for that, and you were like, fuck it, whatever. What else? It's just a lot of like information based stuff that I like to have and to be able to like do and have conversation with. And I think it's horribly underutilized. It's too easy. Like it and strength are too easy to throw away as a dump stat. At least intelligence has these checks that you can do.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I love intelligence. I think intelligence is my favorite.
And yeah, like you're saying, it is normally the dump stat, and as I was saying as well. But speaking of dump stats and low numbers, why do you love having such a bad stat line? You seem to gravitate towards them.
Dude. I love feast
Are
and
you
famine
a glutton for punishment?
No, I like being able to lean into flaws and to bad stuff and to things that aren't good. Like again, Aviana's like best thing isn't the fact that like I can pump her dexterity to a 23. Aviana's best thing is that she walks up to like Almas and has the most awkward conversation in existence and then just like turns and leaves. Like that's the fun part, and it's playing into all of the like the stuff that again like that you're bad at. Because I guess again the role playing perspective, you like having high numbers when you're trying to do combat. You like having low numbers usually when you're trying to do social stuff. Again, not always, because if you're playing a high charisma character, having being able to do and succeed on the things you want to succeed on is great. But I like having stuff that I want to fail at.
Yeah. Well, there's been numerous times, and I believe Adam brought it up last time on our last interview, that sometimes certain things happen, you want to fail.
Yeah, I literally Tuesday, you were like, hey, make a constitution check, and I was like, okay, cool, and I passed it, and I said, oh, that's gross. Can I fail it instead? Because I knew it was gonna be bad. I knew it was going to be terrible, awful. This isn't good.
Maximum
and
chaos.
I wanted it. Yeah, maximum chaos, and like sometimes failure is the right story beat to do.
Yeah.
And that's the best part.
It's the most relatable.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Not only... Also, sorry about that.
And now that I'm thinking of it too, like that's why I don't always like playing into low intelligence, because it interferes with my ability to like do the stuff that I like to do, which is like if we're trying to figure out, like we're at a puzzle or we're at these kind of things, when you're playing a low intelligence character, you want to keep quiet because your character's not very bright. But I like that stuff. That's the stuff that I like to do. So like I can dump intelligence. It's not my favorite thing to do.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay. Not only do you play Dungeons and Dragons and watch other D&D and tabletop related content, you also create and dress up as them, don't you?
Sometimes, yes. I haven't done it in a few years, but I'm getting back into it now that like conventions and stuff are coming back. So that's exciting.
So when you first started cosplaying, what made you look at either a character or a concept and said, you know what? I need to make that. I need to dress up as that. This is not just for October 31st people.
I first did it to make friends because I lived in England for a year. And I you move to another country and you don't have any friends. And I was looking at a bunch of stuff on the university's like club list, and there was a cosplay group, and I was like, oh, like I've kind of been interested to try it. I had recently like I also like like the stars align, like I had been getting stuff on YouTube that was like, hey, hello, look, cosplayer YouTube videos. And I was curious about them, so I joined that club. And at that point in time, I was making and cosplaying like whatever my friends were doing.
Okay.
And I was like getting into anime for the first time and things like that as well. So it was kind of just like anything that was new that everyone was interested in. We would do these big groups together because we'd make all of our costumes together all the time. And then when I came home, nowadays I like making stuff that has one like sort of like weird crafty element.
Okay.
So I did a Kaliana from Critical Role Campaign 2, the dragon sorceress that was played by Mark Humes. And I did it because she's super fun. I did it because doing all the dragon makeup and the dragon effects was really interesting to me. So I made a couple like little face prosthetics. I had to make an arm sock with the glove on it and things like that. And I got to make a big tail that has actual like inner workings that help it actually sway sort of naturally when I walk.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a super fun, like really like weird and intensive build to do. And now I am working on Dusa from Hades. And the big fun thing with that is doing all the snake heads. Well, all the snake heads. There's 2 snakes. There's only 2 snakes on it, and it's weird because now they're going to be imbalanced, but I can't do anything about that. So, it is what it is. But yeah, getting to make that like weird snake head piece is
Mm-hmm.
going to be the fun, weird thing I get to do.
Is there going to be a
So that's, I
body?
think. Yeah, I'm going to do like a cute little maid dress. That's
Okay.
like House of Hades themed. It's going to be cute.
It's going to be awesome.
Yeah. So like that's the kind of thing that I'm looking into now. So yeah, it's the thing I look for in costumes is the one bit and the one piece that I think would be fun to build. And I'm a little more crafty than I am like sewing. So
Okay.
generally speaking, it's going to be like a not an engineering thing, but like it's got to have some like take a step back and plan out some stuff before you just like whip it together.
Okay. So, which cosplay that you've done would be your favorite? I know it's hard to pick.
It is. It has to be either Callie or Nunu. So Callie is fun because I love that costume. I think it looks really good.
Mm-hmm.
I put a ton of work into it, a ton of effort, and it turned out great.
Mm-hmm.
But it takes like an hour and a half to get into because I have to do so much makeup and face paint
Yeah.
that it's a pain in the ass. Whereas I have a Nunu from League of Legends, and that costume is like a half a second to put on, and
Okay.
it's like because it's got this big like blue hat. There's no wig styling, so I can just like essentially have pulled it out of the bag and plunked it on my head because you're not looking at the wig anyway. You're just looking at this giant hat. But that's also a winter costume because the character's from a northern area, so I can't wear it for half the year anyway. So right now, those are my 2 costumes that I really, really love that I don't always want to wear because one takes forever to put on and one can only be worn for half the year. So hopefully Deuce is going to be a nice, healthy medium between them.
You've also done a Ruby character, have you not?
Oh my god, yeah, that was one of my first costumes. And again, interesting piece to do that had a big old fuck off hammer.
Yeah.
That was a pain in the ass to make, but it was turned out really cool. It's in 2 pieces right now in my house. I made that like oh my god, when did I make that? That was like 2015, 16. So that was like 7 years ago.
Okay.
But yeah, sorry for context. I made a Nora Valkyrie from Ruby, the the second outfit that she gets.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was fun. That was a fun to wear. Simple enough to make. Just don't ask me to zip up the jacket because the jacket looks awful zipped up.
Jackets, they're like sleeves. You just don't need them.
Oh god, look, sleeves are a pain in the ass. They're fun though.
And which of these cosplays you've made would be the most uncomfortable you've ever had to be forced to wear?
An outfit that's uncomfortable that I've worn? I don't think I have any uncomfortable costumes. Like even cat like so Nora is again very simple outfit to wear. Like maybe carrying the hammer around is a pain in the ass, but it's fine. Nunu is basically a bunch of like winter wear. I can go and flop myself in the snow and be perfectly comfortable in the whole thing. It's phenomenal. And even Callie, like she gets a little painful to wear because the way that the tail's attached is through this like giant like waist harness thing.
Okay.
That's sits between so it's like under an apron thing, but with the dress between it. But even that, I've built it so that it's more or less comfortable to be in. So I don't think I have anything that I can't wear for a long time, which is ideal. Because when you're at a convention, you can be there for hours and hours and hours on end. And yeah, discomfort is not a fan of that.
Speaking of conventions, what would you consider the best con you've been to?
Oh, it's Yeticon. Yeticon is a convention that happens in Blue Mountain, at the Blue Mountain Resort, which is just in Collingwood, just north of Toronto.
Yeah.
Anyone who knows conventions, if you may have heard of Colossal Con, which is a very, very popular convention in the States. It's almost not identical to that, but it's the similar vibe, where it's just essentially you go up to this like ski resort, which in the summer just turns into a lovely little like resort place you go for vacation. And you spend most of the time in like swimsuit costumes. Maybe you bring one big one, and you just like drink and hang out for like the entire weekend. It's so much fun. We look forward to it every year. It's finally back in June. Yes. Yeah, in June this year. We're all very excited to go. And yeah, it's because it's relaxing. There's no my friends and I do cosplay competitions. There's no competitions here. It is just find something you've put work into, bring swimsuits and wigs, and then go do a nice photo shoot, and then just go
Have a good time.
relax and see everybody again. That's gonna be the fun part too. It's like everybody that we know goes, so we're gonna get to see a whole bunch of folks we haven't seen in like 2 or 3 years.
Yeah. Now, what would you say is your biggest achievement in the cosplay world?
Probably. Oh, let me think. I think it's probably helping out in masquerade green rooms.
Okay.
We haven't done it again. We do it when we can, but essentially whenever we go, so masquerades are cosplay competitions. We have them up in Canada. They're also in the States. I don't know if they're called masquerades or just cosplay competitions, but whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So whenever I enter, or whenever I enter, or my friends enter, I have this big suitcase, and in this suitcase it is hot glue and repair supplies and heat guns and like a whole bunch of weird stuff. I have snacks in there as well with straws and water bottles and insurers, because I also know that people don't eat sometimes. And we just have this box and we plunk it down. And if someone looks like they're freaking out or they need something, I usually have something they need to help them like stay relaxed and stay chill.
Very
and I think
nice.
we're trying to like keep our local cons at least like low competitive, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So like we don't sitting in the green room before a competition and having everybody be like, staring each other down and like, oh, like I'm better than you or whatever. Like no, just we're all a bunch of nerds in dress up. Like calm down.
You're there to have a good time.
Yeah, here, have a snack. Are you okay? Do you need wig styling? I have some hairspray. I'll work out what I have to do. There was a time where I was at Anime North with my friends who were all entering in the competition. I was in Caliana, so I had the whole dragon half makeup face and everything. And my friend texts me and she's like, "Hey, I can't. I need an assistant on stage. Like their assistants that they have, can't do what I need them to do." And I was like, "Okay, cool." And I pulled out like black clothes like from the card that I had, and I went to the back and I asked the judges, I'm like, "Hey, can I like steal one of your back rooms to essentially change out of my entire dragon costume?" And I went through like 50 makeup wipes, and we sat and ran through her performance. And she ended up winning best in show, so 10 out of 10. She did phenomenal.
Beautiful.
But yeah, like it's the camaraderie I think in the masquerade rooms.
Totally.
That is like I guess that's not my crowning achievement. It's my favorite part of doing costuming.
If you're having a good time, that's the greatest achievement of all.
Exactly.
Now,
And that's the goal.
are you ready?
Uh-oh. No.
For rapid fire.
Okay.
Just give me the first thing that comes to your head. If you want to elaborate on anything, well, you can do that at the end.
Let's go.
Ready?
Yeah.
Critical Role or Adventure Zone?
Adventure Zone.
Favorite animal?
Owls.
Favorite color?
Orange.
Last book you read?
Red, white, and royal blue.
Up or down?
Up.
Left or right?
Left.
Favorite movie?
How to Train Your Dragon.
If you were on death row, what would your last meal be?
Peking duck.
Wow, that threw me off. I wasn't expecting that. Coke or Pepsi?
What'd you think I was gonna say?
I don't know.
Wait. Not Peking duck, sure. This is gonna be a fucking long-winded answer for Coke or Pepsi. Coke on average, but like when you drink a lot of Coke and then you have a Pepsi, the Pepsi tastes so good. You know? So Pepsi, but only if I've had a lot of Coke.
Okay. Math or drive?
Drive.
Dogs or cats?
Dogs.
Red wine or white wine?
White.
Salty or sweet?
Salty.
Best school subject?
English, I think? English or philosophy?
Star Trek or Star Wars?
Neither.
Okay.
My sci-fi show of choice has been Babylon 5.
That's Star Trek.
That's not Star Trek.
Star Trek is Babylon 5.
Equivalent? I mean, so
it's part of the universe. Babylon 5 is not part of Star Trek's universe.
No, not at all.
Okay.
I'm so sorry.
Speaking of outer space, do aliens exist?
Yep.
I'm thinking of Deep Space Nine then. What am I? Yeah.
Yeah, no, Babylon 5 is an entirely different show.
All right. Best streaming service.
Twitch.
Oh, you went out there.
I did.
Most underrated TV show.
Underrated TV? I don't watch a lot of TV. I don't know. I don't watch TV.
Okay.
I literally, to be fair, I did say my favorite streaming service was Twitch, so that should give you an idea of
Yep.
that I don't watch a lot of TV.
What one anime must everybody watch?
My Family. It's like 4 episodes, but I love it so much. It's my favorite.
3 animes that describe you.
3 anime that describe me?
You can have some time with this one. It's the last question.
Oh my god. What anime have I watched? So I've forgotten like every anime that I've ever watched ever. Okay, so to understand me as a person, 3 anime, Croak in a Basket is probably the first one.
Okay.
God, I love that show so much. It takes a second to like buy into the bit, but then you don't realize how much of a bit it is until you're like towards like the last season of it, and you're like, oh my god, now this is absurd, even though the whole thing has been wild. Oh my god, I need a list of anime. Jesus Christ. I have forgotten every anime. You might want to cut and do some edits.
No cut.
No cut.
No cuts. This is going.
Okay. So I feel like Spy Family is another one. It's literally, again, it's like 4 episodes out already, but it's the cutest little thing. Okay. It has so many good like fun tropes. It's like the writer of Spy Family went onto the internet and was like, "Hi, what are some of your favorite like story tropes?" And everyone listed a bunch of stuff, and then they went, "Cool, okay," and then put them all into Spy Family. It's the best. I love it.
I have not watched Spy Family, but I keep seeing references, and pretty much the small child that is in it, everyone is willing to die for.
Yeah, she's so cute. I've just Googled anime. This is gonna go so badly.
We'll just transition right into topic number 3 then. We're gonna go right into anime then.
We're going right into anime, yeah. That's fair. Yeah, I don't know what a third anime is. I feel like the other answer is unfortunately Sword Art Online, and not because I think it's good, but because I hate it. No, it's not.
So good.
It's no. I have weird opinions of Sword Art Online. Just because like I think that Gun Gale is one of the better arcs and everyone else hates Gun Gale, which is really funny.
It's the worst part.
No, it's not. You're also someone who thinks that the Elfheim story is good too, don't you?
No, I like the original.
See, okay, I'd be fine with the original if it would have ended with, they're standing in like whatever land. I don't care. I'll spoil Sword Art Online. It's not great anyway. They're standing in like the white nothingness.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're like, okay, well, I guess I'll see you on the other side. And then it fades to white. And if it rolled credits right there, and then you never heard anything from the show again, I would have been like, that's a really buck wild ending. I'm all for it. And instead they went for coma incest plot full of sexual assault and stuff that I don't care. I don't like.
Yeah. It was unnecessary. I agree.
Yeah, entirely. All of it was unnecessary. Like, ugh. Anyway, I don't care for it. Not Tokyo Ghoul. That's not a good one either.
Tokyo Ghoul. No, good.
Yeah, it was good. Season 2.
Yeah, season 1 was solid, and season 2 kind of fell off.
Yeah, season 2. The issue was they put all of the budget into the last like 2 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
Which fair. Those last episodes, I cried the entire time. It was great. But the rest of the series kind of suffered for it. And then the manga got not great after that point. Okay. So I read that, and it turned into a lot of dialogue exposition, which is not fun at all. And I was like, why can't you just show me this stuff? Like, show me in action, and don't explain to me all the ghoul types. Go fight the ghoul types. Just go fight them. I can figure it out from the combat. Like, I'm not dumb. And instead, it's just like a character.
Intellect is not your dump stat.
Yeah, intellect's not my dump stat. I mean, it's just boring. It's not fun. It's not fun to sit and read a bunch of expositional dialogue that doesn't advance the plot. It's here's a bunch of world building that you actually already know because you've already read all of season 1's worth of stuff.
Mm-hmm. What?
It's
older / crazy off the wall anime that when you tell somebody about it, you're like, I sound crazy telling this person about this anime because this anime is just fucking wild or has the weirdest concept, but I love it. Do you have that anime?
So I don't know a Hear Me Out anime. To be fair, that's Croak in a Basket. Croak in a Basket is my Hear Me Out.
So let's hear you out. I have not watched it. So
Croak in a Basket is I think it's 3 seasons. I think it's on Netflix. Oh, so it's 3 seasons of like 28 episodes. So it's like a 60 to 70 episode thing.
Doable. It's not One Piece.
I should actually no, it's not. I will actually Google how many episodes there are in it. But it is essentially
about a basket?
It's about a basket. It's oh my god, Scott Pilgrim versus the World on a basketball court with superpowers. That's my weird pitch for the show. Because essentially it's the story of this high school basketball team.
Oh, I have seen this, sorry.
Yeah, high school basketball team. In middle school, there was like there's this one middle school that had these 5 like basketball prodigies
that all went off. Kuroko plays.
Yeah, the basketball Kuroko plays. Is the terrible. We just call it Kuroko's basketball.
This is your sport ball.
Yeah, this is my sport ball. This is how I know how basketball works. But it's anyway. There are five folks who were like super good at basketball. And they all went to different high schools. Mm-hmm. And it's the story of this 6th player that everyone forgets existed always. And that's his shtick. Is everyone constantly forgets that he's around, including when he's on the basketball court. Mm-hmm. Which makes him very good at things like passing. Deflecting and things like that. So he's basically like a perfect support player. Mm-hmm. And it's the story of like this American kid who comes to moves to Japan for I forget what reason, it doesn't really matter. And he also wants to be like, one of the best basketball players, but he has to essentially, with his little friend who has a whole bunch of like relationship friend drama that like it was a really bad falling out after middle school, has to essentially go and beat all of the teams that are essentially have an ace that is one of these. They're called the Generation of Miracles. One of these like miracle players. Yep, there it is.
Like what they were called something.
Yeah, so that's where the 70 Lexus part comes in. But also like because of the way that they do it, it's very very shonen.
Yeah.
So again, like I said, there's a character who's literally invisible. That's his power. It is literally almost a superpower. Yep. Where people will they'll be doing a lineup of players and the coach will be like, okay, yep, everyone's here. Hey, where's this person? Where is this person? And then she looks up from her clipboard and he's directly in front of her, like uncomfortably close. And she had no idea he was there. Like that's how like cuckoo wackoo the powers get. And they just but you buy into it. You're like, whatever, like misdirection, I know, magic tricks, whatever. And then you just slowly keep buying into these powers until you get to the point where you find somebody who can steal someone's power while they're playing a game. And you're like, wait a second. Not copy, by the way. There's somebody who can copy moves. And you get that, right? Like, I can see someone and he's very good at like tracking what they're doing and then he can mimic it.
Yeah, the blonde guy.
Blonde guy, yeah, right. That makes sense. No, there's a guy who can steal your power where he sees you do the move.
Well, then you can't do it?
And then you can't do it because when he does it slightly differently. And it makes you forget, essentially. You watch him do it, and you forget how to actually do it. Like, yeah, like I said, that's the point. But that's not until, like, the very end of the series, where you're like, wait, hold.
Because I'm only halfway through that one.
Yeah, no. Like, it gets buck wild. But it's the story of, like, of friendship and overcoming things. And the overall, like, drama of it. That, like, but it still keeps this, like, found family, like, tight friend group. And the importance of friendship. And the importance of having passion and loving it and understanding skill versus like having fun with something and where those like lines kind of sit. And it's got a lot of really good stuff in it. It's just you have to get kind of the beginning of it is a little rough to get into.
Yeah.
And then once you're in, you're in. And it takes time. And sitting with somebody and watching them watch the show is always a good time because again, once they get past that like hump where they're like, I don't know about this, and then suddenly they're like, oh my god, who's that guy? What do you mean there's an uncrowned king? What the fuck are you talking about? That's when it gets good, you know?
My power is the super jump, but I can only do it 3 more times. Wait, I can do it a 4th time.
Well, because but again, it's not even because that like I can only do it 3 times. It's I'm a teenager. My body's still growing. If I keep pushing myself, I'm going to permanently injure myself, which is a story of a bunch of the characters.
Yeah.
And so it's that weird like I can do my power 3 times, but they ground it in something that makes sense when you say it. So you're like, yeah, okay, sure, whatever. I'm here. Let's have fun. It's again, this is hold on. Let me explain. Show. I think it's great.
Yeah, for me, it's Ranma half.
Ranma 1/2, that's the one where he turns into a girl every once in a while, right?
Cold water and hot water turns back. And then his dad turns into a panda.
Yep, okay. I've heard of Ranma 1/2. I've not watched it. I'm not a huge fan of old stuff.
Yeah.
I have an animation style block
where like... youngins these days.
Yeah, we got some real nice stuff. But like, yeah, like Cowboy Bebop, which I've heard is phenomenal.
Oh.
I don't have an interest in the way it looks, which is not to say it's bad or anything like that. It's just that I like my big, bright, clean line, colorful stuff. And I love Natsume and the Book of Friends, but that's, another story. Yeah, I just don't care really for a lot of old art styles.
Yep. Now, how far back do you go? Like, would you consider Full Metal Alchemist as an older one? It's not that old.
No, I can do Full Metal. I could do Death Note if I liked Death Note as a story, which I don't. I hate it. Okay, hate's a strong word. I don't care for it. I don't like it.
Okay.
Light's insufferable, and I can't handle his personality. And
yeah.
It's too God. It's that thing of like Light's the kind of the actual personality of Light, not the pretty boy front of him, but the actual character of Light feels like someone where if I was in a costume, he'd come up and try and like make sure that I was a real fan. Like, that's the vibe I get from him, and I hate it. And I'm like, I don't want to deal with this. Leave me alone. You're bullying me.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. So I don't care for Death Note.
Okay.
I get why people like it, though. So I'm not here to
I was a fan of it. I don't know if I could go back and watch it. I stayed away from all the live action adaptations.
I want to watch it. I've heard it's awful.
So
I like watching bad stuff sometimes. It's just so good to sit and like be able to talk through something.
Yeah. Yeah. There's certain things that are better to mock and watch than to actually sit and enjoy it or talk about it after.
Yep. Like Sword Art Online. Great show to talk through.
Hey now, the amount of times I've been hoping to be sucked into a game to be a really cool dual wielding black leather jacket character.
Look, it's not a fantasy that interests me. I don't care for that aspect of it.
You don't want to do endless fetch quests?
Oh, it's not. I don't like any of the supporting cast is weak. None of them. I don't like any of them. There's some good I'm not here. Part of the reason why I think Sword Art Online is a show you have to watch. If like one of the ones like if you want to understand me in anime, watch Sword Art Online. There's a lot of good stuff in it. Like there's a lot of like interesting things that are there. I love the base concept. That first episode of Sword Art Online is like one of the most powerful first episodes, I think. It's super, super well done. It's very engaging. It looks phenomenal. And then, the rest of it, it builds up the idea that it's going to be this grand quest to go and beat the game, and then it's not that, and that kind of letdown is like part of the reason. It's again not the only reason. There's other reasons why it's bad.
Not bad,
but yeah.
Have you ever watched Log Horizon?
I think I started to. I think that was one that just looked a little old. Because that one I spelled Horizon terribly wrong.
You can get Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yeah.
Forbidden West.
Oh, it doesn't look that old at all. Ooh, if you want a good fantasy to watch, actually, same vibe as Log Horizon and SAO. Grimgar Fantasy of Ash, I think.
Okay. Have you ever watched? It's a slice of life, but little fantasy aspects to it. Have you ever watched? And I hope to get a season 2 eventually. The Devil is a Part Timer.
I did, and there is a season 2 coming out.
Ooh, so good.
I did watch Devil is a Part-Timer. That was really funny. That was that was ages ago because it was one of the anime that was on Netflix when Netflix first got anime, if I remember correctly.
Mm-hmm.
So I've watched like a lot of that stuff because that was
Mm-hmm.
when I first started watching anime.
Have you and will
Uh,
you ever try to complete One Piece?
no, absolutely not.
It's only like
I have better
1,000
things to do.
episodes.
Only yeah, right. It's just not even. I don't even think I'm interested to watch it with someone giving me the guide of like what to actually watch because I know it's like 1,000 episodes, but also from what I hear, you can watch like 200 of them and then drop the
You
other
gotta
eight.
watch them all. So good.
No, absolutely not. Like no.
I think I'm about
I have
400 in.
hard pass. I can't even watch like I tried watching Hunter x Hunter, and I got like
Oh, that's so
50
good.
episodes into that. I got in the middle of the Kurapika stuff, and then
With
I
Gon
was
and
like
Killua.
yeah, I didn't even get to their part of the story.
Oh.
Like you have to do this whole thing with Kurapika first, and then you get to do all the stuff that make people love Killua because he's fine right now. He's cool, but he's like a 14-year-old boy, which tracks.
Is My Hero Academia going to be considered the top anime of the last like 10 years?
Oh, absolutely. I don't think you can doubt that just based on how popular it is. Like people, I think it's one of those things where people will try to argue Demon Slayer, and it's gonna be My Hero.
I'm sorry, I could not get through season 1 of Demon Slayer. Everyone loves this zombie
Everyone
girl,
loves it.
and I'm like, okay, I gotta watch this for the memes and know what people are talking about. I want to see this person just keep running with a scroll in their mouth. I got about halfway through, and I'm like, I can't do this.
Yeah. What was it? What about it? Like just
He annoyed
no
me.
character. Oh
The
yeah.
main character did.
That'll do
The
it.
action was cool and whatnot, and then it just never grabbed me, never gripped me.
Mhm. Yeah, that's fair.
I've watched the first season, half of it twice. I've given it a second shot.
Mhm.
Haven't
Still
been able to
no.
do it. Just not for me.
Yeah, I mean, it's stuff like that happens. Like again, okay, I am making fun of Sword Art Online right now, not to harp on that again, but like if you like it, I'm not gonna like I'm not gonna yuck on your yum a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but it's funnier if I'm incendiary about it. Uh, yeah, like some shows are just like that. Like
Yeah.
I can see Demon Slayer definitely being one of those shows that's like a hit or miss for a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm sure My Hero is also a hit or miss for a lot of folks.
No, it's good. It's great for everybody.
Yeah.
It's
I
perfect.
just think My Hero hit at the right time.
Yeah.
To hit in the West specifically because we're in this big Marvel like boom.
Yep.
Fading a little now, but again, My Hero came out. My God, My Hero came out in the first season was before it hit popularity. It was I went to Dragon Con that year. It was 2015, I think, around when the first season came out.
Is it that old? No, it can't be.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's the first if I remember correctly, because the first season had come out and then my friends and I were talking about it a lot when we were at Dragon Con. I think it was 2015.
With all the All Mights?
No, because it wasn't popular. When if I'm double checking my facts here because I feel like I'm right. When did season 1 come out? Oh my god. Let me scroll through Wikipedia, don't mind me. But when I first, not to be like the when I was into My Hero Academia, but like when I was first watching it, like it wasn't as massive as it was.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't think there was like a single October 2015 was announced. First episode came out in 2016. English aired in 2018.
Okay.
So yeah, and then it was 2016, and then it wasn't until a year later that season 2 came out. So yeah,
How
like
that works.
Yeah, and I think now it comes out like, yeah. Oh no, that's a wait. It's everybody for a year, yeah. Yeah. So My Hero wasn't super hyper popular when it first came out, and there was a point to this statement, and I forget what it was, because I was too busy looking at when My Hero Academia came out. Yeah, right. So it hit at a good time because it wasn't very big, and then I think people were able to. Someone must have picked it up. Like Netflix must have gotten it Or
They've
maybe
just
just because it got a dub.
Netflix has only had the movies on, I believe. They've never had any of the actual episodes on
Hmm.
Netflix.
Then it
It's
might
always been
have
on
just
Funimation, I think, or Crunchyroll.
yeah. I guess anime got popular, and it got a dub, and we're in superhero mode.
Yep.
And again, all the characters were fun. The
The
story was a fun.
planets just start aligning, and All Might
I
comes
think
down from them with the
yeah,
Carolina.
right.
Carolina
Carolina
smashes
Smash.
it right into our hearts.
Exactly. Like super good, super fun. Um yeah, so yeah, I think this definitely is going to it should be noted as like again, it's going to be like the you're talking about like a big popular anime, it's going to be your One Piece, it's going to be your Dragon Ball, it's going to be your My Hero. Like it's going to be in that I think pantheon
Yeah.
of the shows.
Okay. We're gonna transition slightly over to kind of go hand in hand together.
Uh-oh.
Speaking of the hand in hand, it's when you put your two hands together and you wrap it around that controller. What controller are you putting your hands on?
A mouse or a Switch these days.
Oh,
Yeah,
go on.
the handheld Switch is great. I have a PC now. Any game that I want to play usually is going to be on PC. But if you're like, hey, pick the console. And if you're pick Xbox or PlayStation, I'm picking up a PlayStation. Xbox has no interest in me for games to play.
Mm-hmm.
I
What is your
don't.
genre of choice?
My genre. Um, I want to say casual, like games that I feel like I can be very competitive in, which is weird to say that this category includes Stardew Valley and League of Legends. That's because when you're playing Stardew Valley and a lot of farming sim games like that, you can play them for fun. I'm not here to have fun. I'm here to make money. So
I
it's
just
the I
find
have
it
to.
ironic that you're just like, you know what? I like to play casual games that I can be competitive in. I'm just like,
Yeah,
those don't line up.
those don't line up. Yeah, like
You need to
I
get the top price on those stonks. You need to get your turnips
yeah,
in.
yep. It's the
Maximize. Visit those islands.
visit those islands, get those tickets, move everybody off, spend some time fixing stuff. Like it's. I like being able to like focus in on something
Mm-hmm.
and spend a lot of like enough brain power in it. Which, funny enough, I'm playing Elden Ring right now, and that is not what Elden Ring is for me. Elden Ring is a casual game because you can only play it for like an hour before you're like, aha, I need to put this controller down and walk away
Mm-hmm.
because I just lost a lot of souls, right, or whatever you call them. I don't care. Um, and I'm bad at them. So it's just like I know I'm bad at them, so I just get to go and have fun, like romping around a world and like, hello, random man with a white plume in your helmet. You're now my worst enemy, and I will defeat you one day. He has no health bar. Like he's got no big name. He's just a dude. He's a guy. He's hanging out, and I can't beat him because I'm bad. So casually trying to just go and bash my head against a wall is fun, as opposed to Stardew Valley, where it's like, okay, my day has started. I have to go
Yeah.
outside and water my plants, and then I have to make sure I make it to here in time, and I have to make sure that I buy my plants before Sunday or Tuesday because the shops are closed. Is it Tuesday or Wednesday? I haven't played in a while. The shop is closed, so I have to get all my seeds because I have to replant the next, and it's just all of that, like, step by step planning.
Yep.
And that's a lot of fun to me, but it's very like it gets the competitive brain going
Yeah.
as opposed to Elden Ring, where it's like, oh look, a man in a tree, he's gaslighting me, you know.
But what about when you walk by somebody and they're like, "Hey, nice shorts. Let's fight." God,
God, I love Pokemon. Pokemon is, again, it's very casual. I'm unsurprisingly not great at it. I can't figure out the type chart to save my life.
really?
But yeah, I'm so bad at it. You don't understand. People I played Sword and Shield, and I lost fights to Hop because like it was his stupid Trevenant. I didn't plan for it. I don't have anything for a Trevenant. I had nothing on my team to deal with it, and I just got wiped. Also, I may have been underleveled, but I don't know. But like like I
But
got
it's Hop.
whatever. I know. I love Hop. I think I'm the only person who loves him.
You love
But yeah,
Hop. You
no,
love Craig. You love an underdog story.
I do love an underdog story. And the unfortunate part of Hop's story is that he wasn't the main character, so he has to like lose, and they had to like find another way for him to do stuff.
Yep.
It was very funny. But yeah, Pokemon's great. Arceus was a lot of fun. I'm very excited for Arceus too. When they improve
Really?
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the right step for Pokemon, I think.
Okay. I also know you're an avid League player. Not the Pokemon
Yeah.
League. We're talking
No,
of
I
the
played.
Legends.
Yeah, I mean, as I mentioned, I cosplayed Nunu, character from League of Legends. I used to play a lot of like actual League, and now I just play the for fun modes. But
And
I
who's your
play a
main?
lot. So I play an all random mode. I
Okay.
play anyone who knows League of Legends. I play ARAMs. That's basically all I play, where it picks a random character from the characters you're able to play. So it's characters that you've either purchased in the store or that are free to play that week. Um, so I like playing healers and I like playing kind of like ADCs. So hello anyone who knows what I'm talking about. I have fun playing Caitlyn. I have fun playing Jinx. I love playing Soraka. I'm like the only one who likes to sit in the back and just do a heal bot. I love playing Lulu. She's got a lot of like fun utility that like, it's that thing of like, because you're not doing damage, people don't pay attention to you. So you just sit and like help your teammate. And then it's always really fun and great when your teammate, as like someone comes in to try and kill your teammate and they fail at it and they're like, how did you not die? And I'm like, hi, I've been shielding them and doing all of this like other stuff the entire time. Like if you had gotten rid of me, you would have won this fight, but you didn't because you're dumb. Cry about it. I mean, I was gonna say you're not that mean about it, but it's League, so you're like, you're thinking it.
You're
Yeah,
threatening their
so
existence, their
yeah,
parents, their small
exactly, yeah.
brother.
Yep,
You will
just
destroy
get
them
out.
all.
I will destroy them all. No, I do my best not to be salty in League, as long as no one's being salty with me.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I like playing range characters. I'm terrible at playing anyone that's like up in someone's face or like the high skill champions where it's like, oh, that guy is playing this one character. That's not good because he must be very good. Terrible at those characters. I get anxious and fail miserably. My button pressing. So yeah, no, it's fun. It's good. I want to go to Worlds this year.
Okay.
There's the semifinals are in Toronto, and I'm like, oh, I want to go so bad.
So it's not far
So
away.
it's not far away, so I'm probably gonna pop in for that match or those matches.
All right. If you were to create a game, any genre, what would it be?
I want multiplayer Skyrim. I don't mean an MMO. I don't mean quite Divinity. I want to play Skyrim with my friends, and I want to sit in my little alchemist tower, and I want to get very good at doing other things that aren't going off and fighting stuff.
Okay.
And my friend can go and be the Dragonborn. That's fine. I'm gonna sit in my little tower, and be like, "Hey, hi, I'm gonna be an NPC." That's what I want to play a game where I can be an NPC. Jesus Louises, oh no. Where I can be like, I need you to go into this cave and get me this thing because I need this ingredient to make a thing. And my friend can go off, and we can sit in a call and chat, or I can go and like help them in the thing. But at the end of the day, I'm playing the side character. Yeah. So a game that's kind of like that. I want Skyrim, but with 2 to 4 players.
So you love playing the sidekick role. It seems not sidekicks
Yeah.
like support,
Yeah, I do like playing supporting characters.
and you do also seem to really like a particular sidekick who.
No, I don't. No, I don't. I know where this is going.
I'm curious to see where you think this is going.
No, you tell me first. I want to know if I'm right.
I think you're wrong.
Okay, where are you going? Where are you going? What are you saying?
I was gonna bring up Robin.
Oh, I was wrong. I thought you were gonna talk about Mo, and I was gonna be like, "Fuck, I don't want the little bastard." Yeah, yeah. DC Comics. I started reading comics relatively recently. And yeah, Robins are my shtick. I would kill a man for a good found family story, and sometimes you get that with the Batman's extended family.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the Robins are neat. I think the concept of what Robin is in relative to Batman as well is fascinating and really cool. Even though no one else does.
I only know of one other person who is a Robin stan and think Batman is horrible, and it's all about Robins.
Who?
I have a friend named Nick.
Ah, okay, yeah.
I may get him to come on to the show eventually. He is a maker of short horror films and stuff like that, so we'll see.
Oh, that's cute. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, so yeah, I like all the Robin stories. I think they're fun. I think they're neat.
Who's the
I
best
love
Robin?
Tim. Tim's
No
my favorite.
hesitation.
No hesitation. Oh, I have a favorite. It's very easy. Because I love his origin aspect. It changes a little bit, but you know, it is what it is. Like, I like how he comes into being Robin. I like the again, I would kill a fan man for found family. Young Justice, love all of that stuff. The him and his friends, I love a ton. I like a lot of the stories he's done that they've done with him. Some of them, at least. Yeah, I just think he's neat.
How do you
He's
feel
like
like they did Tim in Titans?
I haven't seen it yet. I'm behind on Titans. I think
Okay.
I've finished like season 2. I saw the worst scene that's ever happened in a TV show involving Donna. Um, and that's all I've seen. I haven't seen past that. So I'm pre Red Hood.
Okay.
So I'm interested to see how it is because I do like when they like, you know, put some spins on characters. Like, I think it's fun.
Okay.
From what I've seen, it's a really big deviation from the standard like Tim Drake origin. Because a lot of Tim Drake's origin is he's either high class or middle class kid,
Mm-hmm.
and that's kind of like his shtick. And they've apparently done something else. So I have no idea to comment on it, but I
Okay.
have to sit and watch it all. I'm terrible watching TV shows, so we'll get there.
Well, speaking of putting a twist on things, I'm going to put a twist on this conversation and end it.
Uh-oh. Yeah,
So,
wow, so many segues.
thank you for joining me, Erica. It's been great talking to you. I didn't have to
Yeah.
put on any weird voices or attack you or anything, so it was quite nice.
Damn it. I
You're
made
not,
a mistake. I did it wrong.
you're not asking me for any magic items. It's quite nice.
I mean, look, I'm not gonna say no. If you're gonna, you know, I come on the show, I get I get a reward in D&D.
You come on my talk show, I give you an inspiration point. That's how it goes.
Yes!
You don't need
Oh,
to use them
no.
anyways.
No, because I'm hoarding it. I have one, and I've been hoarding it since like the first session. I don't know when to use it yet, but I'll find a time.
Well, thank you for joining me, and thank you to if you've been watching this episode and chat and wondering, hey, these jerks aren't answering any of my questions or whatnot. Again, this episode was pre-recorded, so thank you for joining us. And Erica, is there anything you'd like to leave the viewers with, where they could find you, which seems to be nowhere, or where they, if they
Nope.
wanted to get more Erica in their lives, where could they get it?
Tuesdays here, on the Isle of Misfit Rolls. Other than that, yeah, no, I have no socials. I got rid of all of them. I was spending too much time on them, so now I don't, and it's great. Highly recommend it. 10 out of 10. Yeah, so just come see me make a mess of myself, in playing D&D. My character's very tired right now. Very, very tired, like half dead tired. It's fine.
Yeah. So thanks again for joining us, and check out everything that's part of the Isle of Misfit Rolls network, from our D&D actual play Tuesdays at 9 p.m. Eastern on twitch.tv/Misfit Rolls, to our newly launched show on Fridays, Misfit Plays with Jake, and this show right here, Nerd Out with Mike. So thank you for nerding out with me tonight, and we hope to see you later. Have a good one, folks.
Bye.